Hey there guys, I'm back to another video. Today I'm here doing another pickups video, one that I probably shouldn't be doing because last time I did one of these, bought a bunch of Game Boy Advance games that I honestly shouldn't have, and same case here. I bought a bunch of GBA games I shouldn't have, along with a couple of DS games and some other Nintendo games that I want to showcase here. Some one-off purchases I did on Amazon and a local video game store. So yeah, if you guys watched my last Game Boy Advance video, you pretty much understand that I am very nostalgic over the Game Boy Advance. It's my first ever gaming anything. So when Akira Toriyama died, I started to look into the Game Boy Advance Dragon Ball Z games that I missed out on. And we're just going to start with that because that was literally the first thing that I bought. After the video was done, I was still on eBay, even though I shouldn't have. I was on eBay. I was looking at sort of lots and sort of which games had which ones I needed. The one in particular that I really wanted was Dragon Ball Z Supersonic Warriors because that was the game that I accidentally traded in when I was younger. And I want it back in my collection because I have a lot of fond memories of playing that game, sort of playing that game and just having the experience of feeling like I was in an episode of Dragon Ball Z, if you will, when I was a kid. So that was the first lot that I bought here. And it also included another Dragon Ball Z game that I am kind of looking out for. It kind of wasn't, but you know what? I might as well pick it up here because Dragon Ball Z Supersonic Warriors, might as well show it off here. The game usually goes for like $20, $25 or something like that. So when I saw this lot for 40 bucks along with this other game, which is Dragon Ball Z Legacy of Goku 2, which I've never played, don't have any real childhood memories with it at all. And it was for 40 bucks for both of these together. I was like, all right, that's kind of like a no-brainer, right? You know, kind of like, well, I'm going to get both of these games for like 20 bucks a piece. That's pretty good. That's under market value for both of them. A little bit under, you know, I think this game also goes for like 20, 25 bucks as well. So I was like, okay, yeah, you know what? People say a lot of great things about Legacy of Goku 2 in particular because Legacy of Goku 1 is not a great game, which I will talk about later because I did buy that one as well. But the next lot that I bought, so because I am on this crazy eBay high where I'm just like looking at like the search results and going to new listings and all this other stuff, I was like, let me try out Mercari because Mercari is a app or a website reselling, whatever you want to call it. I haven't used in a while. So I used to use it, and then I think I had one bad experience where I bought something and then the seller forgot that they had stuff for sale and they just never sent it or something like that. I forget. But I got a refund for that anyways. So this new lot that I picked up, I was like, okay, this seller has a couple of Game Boy Advance games I'm kind of interested in. They had pretty good prices on them as well. And I was like, okay, let's see what I could do here. And this is what I love about Mercari is that you could add things into your cart from the same seller, obviously, and then you could send like an offer to them. So like, you know, let's say like the lot is like $58. You could hit them with like 50, which is kind of what I did. I think I hit them with like a $45 to $50 sort of offer, and then they hit me back something that was like $5 higher, and I was like, all right, whatever. The one thing I hate about Mercari is that there's a lot of fees and like random taxes and whatnot. Like eBay has taxes within New York State, like I'm forced to pay sales tax. There's nothing I could do about that, but I think Mercari just has like a bunch of random fees on there. So didn't account for that buying this lot. So I got everything for like about $60, which isn't terrible, especially because the game that I was really looking out for, Dragon Ball Z Boost Fury. So this game is the third one within the Dragon Ball Z Legacy of Goku sort of saga. This pretty much caps off the rest of Dragon Ball Z within this RPG sort of format. And this game is pretty expensive. I have never played it when I was younger. I think my neighbor had it, but I personally have no attachment to it. This game goes for like $40, $60, maybe even higher. I don't exactly remember last time I checked. Also, it's kind of hard to tell between like fakes and all of this other stuff going on eBay because like that's the one thing that you need to look out for when you're buying retro games is that like reproduction cards, people trying to sell you fake games. This seller, it looked like everything was legit, and I did open this up and it is legit, so I'm glad that I got it. But yeah, Boost Fury, and then obviously I had a lot, so I got two other games here. Everything for $60, which is about, you know, 20 bucks a game, which may be a little higher because this next game, Spyro Season of Ice, definitely not a $20 game. This is like a $5 to $10 game. So everything considered, I pretty much got everything for like around retail price, except for I guess Boost Fury. I got it for like a pretty decent deal. But yeah, I got Spyro Season of Ice. I really got this because I want to collect all of the Crash Bandicoot and Spyro games on the Game Boy Advance, because I think that that's like a weird, funny little era for these characters, is that like they had a bunch of games on the Game Boy Advance that no one really talks about these days. So I want to collect all of them, and then maybe I'll potentially do like a fun little video on them in the future. And the last game I got here, I had no idea that there was a game for this series on the Game Boy Advance. But then I remember this was sort of like the tail end of when Rare had the license for all this stuff. So it's Banjo-Kazooie, Grunty's Revenge. So yeah, Rare was still making games on the Game Boy Advance using their IPs that they were known for. I think there's also like a Donkey Kong or like a Diddy Kong game that Rare did on the Game Boy Advance as well. So I don't know if that was like actually released or whatnot. Hopefully I'll put something here that'll like clarify everything that I'm saying. But yeah, this is a Rareware THQ published Banjo-Kazooie game. Don't know exactly where it falls within the timeline. I'm not a big Banjo-Kazooie guy. I own all of the games except for Nuts and Bolts on the Xbox 360, but I own the classic duology on my N64. But yeah, might as well pick this one up. They had it priced for $15, which I thought was like a fantastic deal, because I was on eBay and I saw that the sold listings were like $30, and I was like, this is like half off. This is like crazy. But in reality, this is like a $20 to $30 game. So you know what? I still got a pretty decent deal out of it, especially considering after the goddamn fees and everything like that. I got all three of these games for $60. You know what? This game on eBay might have been $60 by itself. So I'm happy that I got 2 extra games out of it. Then the last Game Boy Advance lot that I got here. So this seller, once again, on my eBay sort of frenzy where I was just looking at like the listings for like Dragon Ball Z games. The seller had Legacy of Goku for like $5. And I was like, okay, you know what? That's cool. Shipping was also $5. So I was like, okay, it's kind of expensive. But they had a bunch of other Game Boy Advance anime games that they had for sale. And one of the anime that I got into during the pandemic, because I was when I was like super getting into anime, and I was like, this is kind of cool, you know, like I really got into this sort of anime culture and everything like that. Nowadays, I gotta get back into it. But one of the anime that I really fell in love with was Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho, I feel like a lot of modern anime watchers, shonen watchers especially, they don't watch this show because it's old, it looks weird or whatever. It's one of the best battle shonen out there. Like the tournament arc is like peak. The characters are great. Yusuke is like the best shonen MC by far. Like he is just so goddamn cool. So the seller had both of these games, Yu Yu Hakusho Tournament Tactics, and then Yu Yu Hakusho Spirit Detective. I think Tournament Tactics is a little more expensive, but these are pretty much, I believe, RPGs for the Yu Yu Hakusho show. Pretty much just like what you would see from the Dragon Ball Legacy of Goku games. So I got both of these as well, and in total, I paid like $30 without like without the combined shipping, because I had to like pull it out of the seller. I was like, hey, can you like give me like combined shipping, because I definitely overpaid you for shipping, and they definitely didn't use like priority mail or anything like that. They use like the normal like first class, and I was like, they're definitely trying to scam me out of my extra $10. But they refunded most of it back, not all of it. But I mean, hey, I got all 3 of these games for like a pretty good price. And I can't really complain. I just have to clean the back of my Yu Yu Hakusho cartridges because they're like all messed up. But you know what? Glad that I could add these to the collection, especially since because now I can finish off my Dragon Ball Z Game Boy Advance sort of arc here. Now I have all of the ones that I really want, and I think the only one I'm missing is like a trading card game with like Trunks on the cover. I could find that any day of the week. It's not that expensive. So the last lot I got here, it's not a Game Boy Advance slot. It's still from eBay. This is, for some reason, I was just randomly searching for these games on eBay, and I realized that the price of them was getting kind of expensive. And I am a victim of FOMO a lot of the time. I will always fall for it. And when it comes to these games in particular, I was just rabid, just like searching for them. And the seller was selling them for $120, which is a lot of money. But I try to counter offer them to like less than 100, and then they counter offered me to 100. And I was sitting on this offer for like a day or two, and I was like, I should probably pull the trigger on it, because it's a really good deal for both of these games, because one of the games, when you go into game stores, they'll try to sell it for like $80, $90. So I was like, should I buy this? Should I not? I talked to my girlfriend about it. I was like, I know I shouldn't spend $100 right now because I'm trying to save for Too Many Games Expo, but I should probably pull the trigger on this. And she was like, okay, only if you sell a couple of things, which I still have yet to do. Guilty as charged. But I bought these because I was like, they're complete in box. They look new. They look crisp. And it is the Legend of Zelda DS games. It is the Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. Spirit Tracks, I actually went to my local game store. They were selling this complete in box, $90. I got both of them for $100. You know, like 110 or something like that after tax and everything like that. But I mean, they're brand new, complete in box. Like, they are very crisp, very much brand new, collector owned, if you will. Like, I am very happy with this purchase, and the saves on them, the guy even like, you know, cleared everything. And these are also legit copies, which I learned a lot easier in terms of like how to look for legit DS games. And I was like, okay, yeah, I am very, very, very happy with this purchase, even though I know I shouldn't have spent the money. I'm glad that I bought them now, because I know, was it 5-10 years ago, these games were not going for that much. But ever since I think the Wii U eShop shut down and like people are getting nostalgic over the Nintendo DS, these games are rising up in price. So I bought them sort of impulsively, but I got a good deal on them. So I'm very happy that I now have them in my collection. And I've always liked Toon Link. Even though I never played and finished Skyward Sword, I definitely, or not Skyward Sword, Wind Waker. I believe these games are a sequel to that sort of Link, is that Zelda universe, if you will. So I definitely gonna have to, you know, got my work cut out for me, if you will, before I really can dive into these games and really fully appreciate them. And now this is sort of just like the fun little random pickups that I did that are still Nintendo related. So the first one, I bought this on Amazon because I was just like, I want to play this game. And apparently this is the best way to do it. It is Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII. I really want to play Final Fantasy VII because I want to play the remake eventually, because I hear a lot of great things about it, even though they're doing some like weird stuff with it. And apparently playing it on the Switch is a very good way to do it. The problem is that, as you can see, this is a UK sort of copy of it. They never released this physically in North America. So the one you see on Amazon is the only one they have, and I paid, I believe, like $35 for this. So I was like, okay, yeah, you know what? It's all on one cartridge. So you know what? That's cool. I don't mind that, as long as I'm able to play Final Fantasy VII. And if there's someone out there that wants to correct me and say that there's a better way to play Final Fantasy VII, the original, let me know. But I will probably play it on the Switch for my first time and then see how it goes. Last pickup I got here. I went to a local retro gaming store. This is one that I've never been to, and I've been wanting to go to this one for a long time. I believe it's called Retro Source in Farmingville or something like that. So yeah, I mean, I've never been in here, and I was like, okay, let's go and check it out. You know, it's in like this shopping center. There's not a lot of other stores in here. But going in there, it's like, it's kind of crazy. They got like a bunch of free play arcade machines, and obviously they got a huge retro gaming section with previous PlayStation games, Nintendo games, etc. Then obviously the glass cabinet. But we were browsing the Wii section, and this was a game that stuck out to my girlfriend, and I was like, okay, yeah, I don't have this game for any console that I could play currently. I had this on the Xbox 360, but I don't really play on my Xbox 360 that much, so I got this on the Nintendo Wii. Lego Star Wars, the complete saga. Obviously, the brand new one that is released on current generation consoles is very, very good. But if you want the good old classic Lego experience, this game is it. And me and my girlfriend, we played episode 1, The Phantom Menace, for like the first couple of chapters. It's still the same fun, goofy Lego action. You definitely can't collect everything on your first go. You definitely need to go and do the free play mode stuff. So like unlock more characters, and then you could go back and collect everything. But yeah, I will always have a huge sort of memory in my head about playing the first game on the PlayStation 2 with my brother and collecting everything. We played that game so much. We got everything. We got every mini kit. We got the True Jedi on every level. It was great. It was fantastic. Will I do that with my girlfriend? Who knows? But I definitely want to try my best to at least complete all 3 or all 6 of these episodes at least, and then we'll see if we want to do 100%. But yeah, got this for like $10 or something like that, which I think is a pretty fair price, you know, pretty average, sort of what it goes for online, which is what I noticed. Like at this retro gaming store, compared to like others that I've been to, not to name them in particular, but their prices are a little high. This store, I feel like the pricing was like actually pretty good. So you know what? This was pretty much what it would go for on eBay, like $10 to $12. And I was like, okay, yeah, you know what? I don't mind paying that. You know, I'm getting like the retail experience still, but you know, I got it at a local retro gaming store, and it's complete. The game is in my Nintendo Wii right now, or Wii U, I should say. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that I have picked up within the past, I guess, month or so since the last pickup video that I did. But yeah, that's all I have for today. You guys will not see another pickup video from me because I'm actually trying to save money this time around, because like I mentioned earlier, I'm trying to go to too many games. I already got my ticket and everything. I just want to make sure that I actually have decent spending money when I go there, because I always have this problem when I go to conventions and I have no money. So I'm very frugal when I go, and I hate that. So I want to enjoy myself when I go there. So especially since this is my first time going to too many games. But enough of me rambling. Thank you guys for watching this video once again. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to see more videos like this, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Put new videos up on Saturdays. You can follow me on social media at TV Sonny Gaming. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and I put updates on my future videos. And if you guys want to check out my podcast called the Travis and Damien Podcast, we talk about games, movies, and anime every other week. And yeah, that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching this video once again, and I'll see you guys next time with more videos.